Bum, 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 bum. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. You're on the line for 20 bucks. You keep on playing, but nobody's playing. Hi guys, it's Jabor. Come into the kitchen, it's Maggie, Mrs. Calabash. The sun is shining. Not like the other day when we woke up to a winter wonderland in April. I can't say I was impressed, put it that way. And it was cold. But now the sun's shining. My little robin is going into his nest and he keeps pushing his bottom round to make sure that all the packing's right for his mate. So hoping we'll have some little fledglings before too long. And so, and Maggie, Mrs. Calabash, come into the kitchen. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. But before we start, Derek's recording this because on Tuesday we had problems with the internet. It was just so overpowered and we couldn't stream live. So if that happens today, he is recording it and so we'll put it up afterwards. But please, fingers crossed. Hi Bob, I hope everything's going okay. I can't wait till all this is over and we can actually meet again in person and have a lunch together. I've known Barb for a long, long time. She makes the most fantastic wool ball eggs. She's so clever, it's not true, puts me to shame. But as I say, today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is actually vegetarian, but both dishes can be used as a side. I like to eat, Derek's probably going to eat his with some sausage. I think we're having problems with the streaming, but it's been recorded, so don't worry, we'll get it up there. And I'm going to do some Chinese potatoes with chili beans and a shredded green cabbage salad with lemon and garlic. I use cabbage a lot in winter rather than buy lettuce because then I can cook with it. I can cook. I can make a salad with it. And so let's go back to the stove and forget about the streaming.
Talk about streaming now.
Oh, it's streaming. It says something.
No, it went away again.
It's got away again.
Keep talking about it.
It just keeps going in and out, in and out. So as I say, it will be recorded for you. So don't worry, we will get there. It's just that everybody at the moment, because we live in the country, everybody is on the internet. The kids are on the internet, and we have the problems. Hi, Evelyn. Oh, Evelyn's only known me with very short hair, and she said, "Love your hair being longer." Maybe for some of us it's a good thing to have a hair salon close by. I know. Evelyn was one of my What's for Dinner ladies when I was at Carton Place, and we had fun, but she only knew me when I had very, very short hair. So, hi Evelyn, enjoy. I hope everything's going okay. Maybe one day you'll see me over at Stittsville and then we can have a good natter. So, should we go back? Are you okay, Derek, if I go back to the stove? We can go back. We're going. So, I'm going to do the Chinese potatoes and with chili beans. Now, I couldn't get any because on here it says a chili sliced and chopped. Now, I couldn't get any chilies. I went to the stores twice this week and I couldn't get any chilies. So I've got some dried chilies and some cayenne pepper. Yes. So that will have to substitute. I don't want you going out to the store in the circumstances to buy stuff specially for the program. We can always substitute. Now in here, I've got some oil. And I know the recipe says, Evelyn's going to laugh because I always do this. It says either peanut oil or sunflower oil. Now, if you're going to use peanut oil, and you've got people coming, just check that they don't have an allergy. And it's the same with the sesame. So because we're going to put some sesame seeds on top, and it's got sesame oil in with the soy sauce. So if you find that they do have an allergy to sesame, then I would put a little, they might have an allergy to fish sauce as well. But you can always use some vegetarian dip to go in there, some vegetarian sauce, and a little chili oil. And I want to just bring this up like this. And I cook the potatoes. You can see they're cooked there. I've just had them draining. They fell a bit, and I was very, very careful. I cooked them till they were just tender, but they did fall a bit. And I cook them with the skins on. I find they hold the shape better, and you've got all the goodness in there. And then I just peel them whilst they were warm. So we just heated the oil, some green onions. I'm just going to cook those for a minute or two. And then the garlic. Plenty of garlic. The garlic's beginning to smell. This is very quick, actually. This is very quick. Now, I've got red kidney beans, which I rinsed and drained, so they're going to go in. If you don't want red kidney beans, depending what you've got, I'm just turning the heat down a little bit, depending what you've got in the cupboard. I had red kidney beans, but if I like the mixture of the 4 or 6 different beans. Whatever you've got in the cupboard, especially at the moment, don't go out specially. So we want to heat those through. Just keep stirring. Now, I'm going to add the potato. As I say, today's program is very, very quick and easy. Now you see the potatoes are in there. We have to heat the potatoes through. So we don't want anything to stick and burn. Oh look, I didn't peel a couple. Somebody else has joined. Hi Dave. David's from Vancouver. I hope the weather's a bit better with you than it is with us. Yeah, and he only cooks potatoes with the skins on, and he's a very good cook, and he decorates his food beautifully, not like me. No, and for the flavour, David has the flavour and the flair. So I'll see you in a minute, Dave. I've got to get back to the stove. So I'm going to leave the skin on a couple of potatoes. I was going to leave the skin on all the potatoes, and then it looked a bit dull and uninteresting. I want to see if that's warmed through. Oh, look, I've got a bit with skin on. I'm lucky. No, it needs heating up a little bit more. And I'm going to add, this is the soy sauce, and there's my chili. The soy sauce and sesame oil. Again, check if you've got somebody coming and you know they have allergies. it might be worth buying soy sauce that's gluten-free, just to be on the safe side. I put Barb, my friend Barb, in hospital, in intensive care one day. We were having a party, and Barb does have allergies, and we went through all the allergies very, very carefully, but she didn't tell me about almonds. And I made an Indian dish with the paste was ginger and almonds, and she didn't even get it into her mouth. She only got it to sort of to her lips, and unfortunately she spent the night in hospital. I think that was my I'm not sure. I think that was my 60th birthday party, but it was never forgotten, and I've never forgotten that lesson, that you have to be really, really careful with allergies. I had another friend that's very allergic to sesame, and her husband would have a sesame bagel and cream cheese and probably a grape or some smoked salmon for breakfast. And one day, Laurie walked by and just picked up a grape that he'd left behind. It wasn't touching anything, and we had to rush her to hospital. So allergies can be quite frightening, so I'm always extra sensitive now. Let's just move this over here. I'm going to put the lid on that, move it over to the back. Let's just turn it down. And I want to see how hot that is, because I didn't put too much seasoning in, because I can always add it, but I can't take it away. Let me just have... I don't want all that. It's got a nice warm flavour to it. It doesn't say, boom, I'm here. But as it goes down and the flavours all mingle in the mouth, it's quite warm. So it's nice. So I'm just going to, actually, I want to add, it's a little bit dry for me. Just going to add a drop more oil. And now this is just canola oil with a little, it's got chili peppers in. And I just want to sprinkle a little more on that. That will add a little heat to it. And I made this up at Christmas, and I've used it. So when it gets down a little more, I'm going to add some more canola oil to it. Put it on one side. I put it over there on my at the back of my working surface. And so then you can have chili oil. And this looks quite disgusting, but it's not. These are chilies out of the garden, and that is olive oil with chilies. So I use this for salads and something that doesn't need too much heat underneath it. And so I have my olive oil with chilies. Again, that needs topping up, and my canola oil with chilies. And I have different oils that I made in the fall, and then I have them all the year round. Just going to rinse my hands. I'm a bit greasy now, so hang on. Let's go to the sink. Oh. My towels here. I've got towels all over the place. So now, whilst that is cooking, yeah, oh no, David isn't in Vancouver. He's in Gibson. He's in Gibson's, a small seaside town. Oh, I'm envious, David. I used to live just opposite the sea, literally across the road in Dawlish, in Devon, in England, and I loved it. But you know, you don't realise how much noise the sea makes, because we're on shingle, and you can hear it rushing in and then pulling out, and the noise is incredible. And all the seabirds start as soon as dawn is there. Now, for this, I've got just some green cabbage. I'm using an ordinary cabbage. You could use a Napa cabbage, but I use just a green cabbage. And I got some onion tops left over, and I'm not going to waste the onion tops, so put those in as well. And grated carrot. I like to add some apple to this. I like the tartness of an apple, but you could put anything in. So I think I should have got a larger bowl to mix it. Excuse me, I'm going to turn my back on you, and I'm going to get a big bowl out because I'm going to have this all over the board. One of my favourite bowls. Believe it or not, that was how you bought pâté in France. They used to slice it out of there. And they were selling these off for £1 a time. Now, I've got some onion here, which I've had soaking in lemon juice all morning. Excuse me, because normally I would say let's use a red onion or a nice yellow onion, but today I just had cooking onions in, and I thought, well, I'm not going to go out specially to buy an onion for this. The whole idea at the moment is that you can use what we've got in the kitchen. I'm going to use that lemon juice to make the dressing. Let's move that. So in here I've got some olive oil. I need a tablespoon or so of lemon juice. Doesn't matter if a little onion's in with that. There we are. Some garlic. The garlic's already coming up in the garden, so that's nice. We're going to just whisk this together to form an emulsion. And that's the dressing to go over. That's better. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to that, because we want it nice and flavourful. I don't know if that's turned itself off. Hang on a minute. I can't see. I could smell gas. There we are. There we are. I could just get a whiff of gas as I came through. A little salt and pepper. That's the one test that we had to have. Well, one of the tests we had to have when I worked for the gas board in England was the smell test. Because when we went to people's houses and we smelled, if we had a smell of gas, we had to report it straight away. And it was the one thing. That and a hearing test. I don't know why we had to have a hearing test. And they said I was a little bit deaf. And my mother said, when I told her, she said, deaf? She said, I can whisper something far away from you, anywhere in the house, and you hear it. So she said, I don't know where they got the idea that you were deaf. But I think the hearing could be going a little bit now. There we are. So that's a nice fresh salad. when it starts getting this time of the year, I start fretting for a salad. And the blood sugar was high this morning because I don't know why. It's just that you eat so much starch, really, and that's not good for me this time of the year. So a nice salad like this, and it doesn't have any sugar in it. There's no added sugar, put it this way, because the carrots actually have sugar in. So I have to have carrots in moderation. And let's have a look, see what we've got here. I made some green onion lilies. The radishes were absolutely enormous, so I sliced them like that. I tried to open them up into a flower and they're not having it. They're too big, too solid to open up. So they've opened up just a little bit, look, but not. I like them to open right up. And we can use these for decoration. Look, there we are. So just put them in cold water. You can put an ice cube in and they'll open up. Just a question of slicing the onions very, very thinly. So let's make it look a bit more attractive.
You need David.
I do need David. Oh, I need David. I think David would die 1,000 deaths at my... He used to work with Derek on Celebrity Cooks. What did David do? It was the
staging.
It was the staging.
Props.
Staging and props. So he's got a very fine eye. Not like me. I was never known. I was known for taste, but not for decoration. I am not very artistic, as you will see. I do my best, but no. My grandma in Norwich, she was, her father had a chocolate factory. There was a lot of chocolate factories in Norwich around Victorian times. And Granny he had Granny tying the bows. And she used to decorate the chocolate boxes to send to Queen Victoria. And I was a little girl and she spent a whole day trying to teach me how to tie these bows. I still can't tie a bow. So I think it sort of skipped a couple of generations, you know. It got a bit watered down, I think, by the time it got to me. So let's get the potatoes out. I've got some sesame seeds. Again, my fresh parsley, there wasn't enough to chop. So I'm just going to use a little dried parsley to put on the top. You could use dried parsley or cilantro. I like cilantro, but Derek can't even stand the smell of it. So we make do with parsley. So let's fetch this over. Watch it, it is hot. You can hear it sizzling. But this makes, as I say, this makes a very nice side dish, or with the salad, if you're vegetarian or you want a lighter meal, then it serves as a full dish. And you've got your proteins there from the beans, your second-class protein, and all the goodness from the potatoes and the flavour. It really is quite delicious. And that's saying something for me, because I'm not a big bean fan. I like beans, but in small doses. But I do enjoy this dish. We don't want to waste any. I will just move that over there. You could toast the sesame seeds if you wanted to bring out more flavour. There we are. We'll just wipe round the edge, finish it off, clean my board, and let's lay some green onions over the top. And yeah, I don't like that. Let's see what we can do with a little bit of, I want a little bit of colour in there. And I don't have any peppers in the house at the moment. I used them all up. And I didn't buy any more this weekend, which was probably a bit stupid. But, whoops, I can't, there we are. Sorry, David, that's the best I can do. And there we are. And that is, oh, we can just sprinkle a little parsley on. Add a little bit more colour to it. There we are. Let's just clean around the edge. There we are. Clean the board away. And that is Chinese potatoes, Chinese potatoes with chili beans, and a nice, refreshing green salad with a garlic and lemon dressing. So thank you very much for watching. Please go to mrscalabashcooks.com and like, or Mrs. Calabash Cooks on Facebook and like and recommend it to a friend. And thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Oh, I've got an idea. If you've got any recipes that you'd like me to show, please write in. And on Tuesday, I'm not quite sure what we're doing, but I would really like to see if we could stream somebody in, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. Tuesday at 7:30, and I will see you next week. And thank you very much for watching. Have a safe weekend, stay warm, and maybe we can do some gardening. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye. Bye, Jabor. Rented by on 20 bucks. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. People line for 20 bucks. Click on playing.